Only a few people know this, but there are only two types of expenses. Obviously, spending will make you lose money, but there is also a small name for spending that will make you money in the medium term. And after spending several thousands over the last few years, I decided to share with you, in this video, 15 things you have to buy if you want to get rich. Come on, let's go. So even if today you earn very little amounts of money, or you even live with your parents, don't worry, because we're going to start with the smallest purchases and we'll end up with the biggest. Let's start with the expenses I recommend you to do if you have between 0 and 2,000 per month. Expense number 1 will be to buy healthy food. The quality of our body and brain is directly linked to the quality of our food. If you eat McDonald's every day, you will be more tired, have less energy, have less memory, feel less good, and think more slowly. And you will easily get overwhelmed by your emotions. All these things in the long run can prevent you from being productive. You'll earn less as an employee, or even worse, if you have a business, it probably won't work out. So this is the first of the priorities. And on the contrary of what you may think, it is not expensive to make healthy diets. But be sure to eat proteins and vegetables very regularly. But avoid processed food which are highly chemical. It is simple. You look at the ingredient list of what you're buying. If there are 40 words and abbreviations that you don't understand, I recommend you not buying it. And also it is better to avoid fast sugars and saturated fat, and any other food which is considered unhealthy. If you don't know what it is, just take a few seconds to find out on YouTube or Google. Expense number 2 is going to be to buy some books. This is the cheapest way of getting information. As you may know, the quality of what we think is directly linked to the quality of our knowledge. Today you can get books that have been written by the biggest thinkers, biggest entrepreneurs, and the most knowledgeable people on us. So if today you have money and you're at the beginning of your business, or in the world of work, or even in a world of personal development, go find out which are the best books in this field. Do you want to improve, for example, a language? If you have a little bit of money on the side, I highly recommend buying a Kindle or any type of reader directly. That way, in the long run, it will cost you less, but you can take notes and carry dozens of pounds anywhere you go, and much easier. Expense number 3. You probably already have one, but it's just to have a phone. Nowadays, you can access a gold mine of information for free on the internet, and you will be able to do almost anything you can do from a computer directly from a phone. Therefore, it is a tool to inform you, but also to work and start making money. If you don't have a lot of money, no need to get the latest phone. An iPhone from 2 or 3 years ago will do the job, or even an Android will largely do the deal. If you have a larger budget, you potentially want to trample that your phone, you want to consider a phone that has a good quality of video. In this case, it will be worthwhile to invest in a new phone. What is super important is that you use this phone not as a consumer tool, but as a production tool that will allow you to connect with people from other businesses or with people who want to do business with you. That will let you inform yourself, which will enable you to create content, which is going to let you take notes whenever you think about something important, even that will permit you to manage your business, create an online site, upload videos, create images, and so on. For number 4 will be to buy a computer. When I was a kid, I was called the money dog because I didn't like spending my money. All the pocket money or gifts I received on my birthdays, I would carefully save them in my room. I was really the guy who was going to pick up every 10 cents coin on the floor. All that money, I saved it. But I saved so much, and I even made a little bit of money from it. And eventually I was able to buy my first computer at the age of 15. This was the best purchase in my life because it allowed me to learn a ton of new skills, to make summaries of books I was reading, to know how to learn a computer, to use Excel a bit later, to start my businesses, etc, etc. Either way, if today you do not have a computer, save and buy one. And once again, use it to produce, not to consume. Expense number 5 will be to buy clothes, but for networking. People will see and treat you differently if you're dressed properly. I am not talking about wearing a suit, but simply by having a nice t-shirt. I started dressing at Zara, H&M, with classic clothes, mostly all in black. But only with these small differences, I saw that the teachers, my friends, started treating me differently. And it is something I highly recommend you to do if you want to be taken seriously. Expense number 6 will be to pay your debt. I strongly recommend on focusing on that one before you move on to the next one. It depends, is it good debt or bad debt? It's something I never had in my life. This is a story of 2 brothers and 1 sister. Every day they get $1 of pocket money, and every day there is an ice cream seller which passes in front of their house. The 2 boys go rush to buy an ice cream, but the girl doesn't. She saves some money, and 3 days after, the ice cream seller goes by the house again, and there is a new option. On the menu, a huge cut of ice cream with 5 balls for only $3. Those boys were dreaming about it, but they couldn't buy it because they were spending their money every day. And the little girl, since she was saving for the past 3 days, she went and bought 5 balls for only $3. The moral of the story is very simple. If you're patient with your money, in the end you can get greater value from it. This is valid for the money that you save, and it is even more valid for the money that you don't even have yet. Because when you become in debt, you allow yourself to do things that you do not deserve, yet to cover the consequences, which is called the alternative. If you have credit cards debt today, you're getting your money stolen every day, every week, and every month. All this increases because you're impatient. You could have gotten the exact same thing a few weeks later, and that you will have avoided paying 5, 10, if not even 15 annual percent. If you don't have debts, do not fall for it. Either to buy a property or make investments. And if today you have debts, it should be your absolute priority to repay them as soon as possible. Expense number 7 will be to buy a gym subscription. And if you prefer practice and other sports, like joining a football club, boxing, etc., etc. No matter what sport you choose, it will help you a lot because your health, your physical fitness will directly impact your mood and the functioning of your brain. And as we said earlier, these are the 2 things that are key to your personal success. So I highly recommend you invest in it and that you practice sports at least 3 times a week. Expense number 8 will be to subscribe to a meditation app. This is not something which is compulsory. It will greatly help you to be regular and improve the quality of your meditation session. That, I'll remind you, will allow you to reduce anxiety and stress, improve your mood, enhance your ability to be concentrated, be focused, and all that. Again, it will directly improve your quality of life, either it is professional or personal. If you tried meditation before and you find it difficult, you will feel like you're not doing well. This is normal. It's like sports. You need to do it for at least 30 days in order to get used to it and start to really see some difference. So show perseverance. Remember, it is scientifically proven that it helps in many areas of your life. Expense number 9 will be to get a chef. At the beginning, I'd recommend someone who just makes food. You don't need the best person of all time, but it will save you a lot of time because you won't need to do anything for the cook. Food is one of the most important things in our day. You have to choose what you eat. You have to buy what you're eating. You need to cook what you're eating, and you must clean up what you use to make the food. This is almost 2 hours of your days thrown in the bin because you will feel super tired during the hour following your meal. All these things out there you can remove by hiring someone who makes food in your place. You will very easily be able to repay that. Once you start earning even more, I even recommend hiring a chef because it will allow you to eat well. But also you can give very specific instructions regarding the quality of the food and once again improve your health. Expense number 10, having a partner which doesn't work. This expense won't apply to everyone, but if you're in a couple or have a girlfriend or boyfriend which doesn't want to work anymore, it can be a great idea to let them take care of the household tasks. Having a person at home which is there to ensure you having a beautiful and relaxing home can make your life a lot easier. They can help you with organizing things for the weekend, which will eventually make you a lot happier. Additionally, having support from home can make you feel a lot more rested. Having someone to take care of these tasks can free up your time and energy, allowing you to focus on earning more money or pursuing other opportunities. Expense number 11, you start earning your life really well and it is time for you to fly business class. Take the first class train and make sure you can be more productive during the trips or get some rest. The business class is super expensive, but I recommend someone taking it because I know it can be highly reimbursed. You have a higher comfort which allows you to be more productive. If you have a night flight, for example, it would prevent you from losing large amounts of hours of sleep that would directly impact on your business. Expense number 12 will be to have a personal driver. Uber is cool, but is often not comfortable and takes a lot of time to arrive. Driving yourself is nice too, but you cannot be productive while you're driving. And so having a driver is something which is often profitable. It is not for nothing that millionaires have a driver. Expense number 13, you're accumulating several tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands, and it's time for you to buy a house. As I said earlier, it's almost always to rent where you live, because in most cases, the place where you live won't have the best profitability. Let's take an example. Let's say you find your ideal home. It costs you 2,000 per month, which sums up to 25 a year. This same house, you can buy it for 1 million. You're probably telling yourself that it is super smart, that you will save 25,000 a year by doing that. Or you're completely wrong, because you don't take into account the opportunity cost. The million you used to buy that home, you could also have used it to buy a nice apartment. This apartment right here would have had a better profitability. It would have brought you 5,000 per month, so about 50,000 per year. As a result, it is much smarter to take that 1 million, buy the apartment, receive 5,000 a month, and use 2.5 of those to rent your own apartment. This is why I generally not recommend you buying a home. But when you start earning a lot of money, the trend reverses. It is really important to have a real home, where you can do your work, where you can buy your own furniture, and tell yourself that you're building the perfect home for you. You'll be able to feel at home and more productive. And it can also be super interesting to buy because you're sure to not be fired any day. We've talked about books, the internet, meditation. Now the last most efficient and costly way that is reserved only for the ultra rich will be to get a personal coach. If you want to have the best advice from the greatest experts and have them in relation to your specific situation, you will often have to pay several thousands per hour, and in some cases tens of thousands. But I think it's something that can be profitable if you're someone who already earns a lot of money. Expense number 15, finally, the ultimate and last expense. When you start being really really rich. And well, you will be able to move from business class to first class. And even more, you will be able to fly private, always in an eye of extra comfort and speed of travel. If you're an entrepreneur who earns several hundreds of thousands per month, and well, the few hours I will save you to fly private can bring you a lot more than the price of rental, or even the purchase of one. But well, before we get there, you probably still have a long way to go. And it would probably help you to know what are the best 14 businesses that you can start in this recession that will enable you to get rich. If that's the case, I've made a video related to that appears right now, and I highly recommend you go see it. I hope you like this video. It was Alex. Bye.